Hallo und herzlich willkommen zu einer neuen Folge German Explained. Hello and welcome to another episode of German Explained. I'm glad you found my channel. Before we start, as always, I just want to say, try to make the most of this video. Grab a coffee, get your notebook ready, and make your German learning as fun as possible. And most importantly, don't stress out when there's something you don't understand. This is about learning, and you wouldn't need this video if you already knew everything. Today, we're exploring the verb schneiden and also its most common varieties. Schneiden means to cut. Wenn ich Zwiebeln schneide, muss ich weinen. When I cut onions, I have to cry. This is very easy, right? But just in case you don't know the basic forms of schneiden yet, let's repeat them together real quick. The present tense of schneiden is ich schneide, du schneidest, sie es schneidet, wir schneiden, ihr schneidet, sie schneiden. Then there's the basic past tense. Ich habe geschnitten, du hast geschnitten, sie es hat geschnitten, wir haben geschnitten, ihr habt geschnitten, sie haben geschnitten. And finally, the basic future tense. Ich werde schneiden, du wirst schneiden, sie es wird schneiden, wir werden schneiden, ihr werdet schneiden, sie werden schneiden. So, now with this out of the way, we're just going to add prefixes, which make the meaning of schneiden more precise and more specific. The first prefix that we are going to add is ab, off. Ab plus schneiden becomes abschneiden, which can have different meanings, but the one that's used the most is to cut off. Let's have a look at an example together. Bruno schneidet die alten Äste ab. Bruno cuts off the old branches. So far, so easy, right? Here's another one. Anschneiden, to start cutting something or to cut off the first piece of something. This is used when someone brought a cake or pie to a birthday party, and at some point during the party, someone will usually say, Willst du die Torte anschneiden? Do you want to cut the cake? That's easy, right? So let's go on to the next prefix, which is auf, open. Auf plus schneiden becomes aufschneiden, to cut open. Womit soll ich das Paket aufschneiden? What shall I use to cut open the package? Not too difficult either, right? Our next one is ausschneiden, to cut out. Aus plus schneiden becomes to cut out. Here's an example of how ausschneiden would be used in a sentence. Die Kinder schneiden Tierbilder aus. The kids are cutting out pictures of animals. Another prefix you can add to schneiden is b. B plus schneiden becomes beschneiden, to trim. It means you don't cut off everything, but only the parts that are not needed. For example, when you trim a tree. Robert beschneidet jedes Jahr seinen Bonsai. Robert trims his bonsai every year. Still with me? Very good. Here's another variety of schneiden. Zuschneiden, to cut to size. Zu plus schneiden becomes zuschneiden, to cut to size. For example, der Schreiner schneidet ein Stück Holz zu. The carpenter is cutting a piece of wood to size. Then we also have zerschneiden. The prefix zer is used when something gets heavily damaged or destroyed, as in zerschlagen, zerpflücken, or zerreißen. So, zer plus schneiden becomes zerschneiden, to cut up or to cut to pieces. Jule zerschneidet ihre alte Kreditkarte. Jule cuts up her old credit card. And then, finally, we have the reflexive form with sich. Sich schneiden, which means to cut yourself. As in, aua, ich habe mich geschnitten. Ouch, I cut myself. And then, finally, after looking at all the different forms of schneiden, let's check out the stuff that you typically cut. Was kann man schneiden? Man kann zum Beispiel Brot schneiden. Brot schneiden, to cut bread. Außerdem kann man Obst schneiden. Obst schneiden, to cut fruit. Man kann Gemüse schneiden, to cut vegetables. Man kann Haare schneiden, to cut hair. Und man kann sich die Fingernägel schneiden. Sich die Fingernägel schneiden, to cut your fingernails. Dann kann man noch Scheiben schneiden, to cut slices or to cut something into slices. Oder auch Sträucher schneiden, which means to trim shrubs. And then finally, there's only one question left. How do you call the tools that you actually use for cutting? Womit kann man schneiden? Man kann mit einer Schere schneiden, die Schere, scissors. Man kann zum Schneiden ein Messer benutzen, das Messer, knife. Man kann zum Schneiden auch eine Säge benutzen, zum Beispiel wenn man einen Baum beschneidet, die Säge, saw. Und natürlich kann man auch mit einem Skalpell schneiden, das Skalpell, scalpel. And that's it for today. Thanks for making it so far. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so and check out my other resources as well. You can find the link in the description below. Thank you for now, and hopefully I'll see you back here soon for another episode of German Explained. Bis dahin, tschüss.